Okay, I believe that 90% of the people in the world have a lousy sex life. And here's the logic. Okay, now I just saw a poll by Gallup. Now they're the big poll takers of the world. And they said 90% of the people in the world are dissatisfied with their work. So I can't imagine how people who spend half their waking life at work and are dissatisfied at it can be lovable at all. So how can somebody love you as hard as they possibly can when you're miserable half of your life, right? And then how can you love somebody else as hard as you possibly can if you're miserable half of the life? Yeah. So you think life is miserable, right? Instead, if you find something that you love to do and can't wait to do it, and you think you're making a contribution in life, man, that's when you're lovable, I think. That's when people can love you so much more than they ever have before. And that's when you can love other people so much more than you ever had before. Because you have joy. Every half your life now is not being miserable and dissatisfied. It's bringing joy to yourself and other people in the world. Now, doesn't that equate to being lovable and having a good sex life? That's what I think. Okay, so Maryland, so anything. Now what you want to do, you go now to the next level of government. Yeah, and you go down to your city. Okay, so for them it's, let's see, let me get Google again. Because we want to find the city government. So the city, this is for, we're helping the people in Bowling Green. I don't know how to spell. Oh, Bowling Green, Kentucky. I have it here. Okay. So there's the Bowling Green website. Make sure you don't get the tourist. See, if you just put Bowling Green in there, you're going to get the tourist development people or all kinds of other people that are just looking for people. But you want the government, the city government. That's why City of Bowling Green. City government probably is even better. Let's see what they have there at the city level in Bowling Green. Okay, for residents, see over here, that's probably what we want. And click on residents. What do we have here? Community resources, property information. We're looking for something with housing or whatever. Let's look down here. Oh, it's a little community. What's down here under community resources? Maybe citizen resources. Community resource, selected category. Ooh, see this category here? Oh, they have housing here. Okay. See, this is all, we're looking for all the programs at the city level because that's where they'll be, These are the ones that are going to be free, Oh, that doesn't look like housing, does it? Let's see, education. What didn't I put? Oh, I didn't put, they have all of them there. I guess I didn't put the housing correctly. Oh, I see. Housing is there. I put select all. Okay, housing assistance, City of Bowling Green. There's the organization at the city level. Okay, so they have programs here. They have housing assistance. We provide assistance to low-income families, elderly, and individuals with disabilities. Those seeking rental assistance through the Housing Voucher Program, we have that. Property owners wanting to make rental property. So they have programs, for people. And it's usually like people with limited income. So find out what they have. And so before you leave them, you want to contact, the housing division here. Now let's see, where the heck would they be? Housing for housing, related links. No, we don't want them. But see, they have, oh, here's housing. See this here, down here? So you want that. You click it, you copy it, you click in your email thing, click that and said, hey, I'm living in, Bowling Green or about to move. I wonder what kind of programs you may be able to help with, to fix up my home. So if they don't know, they'll send you somewhere else that has that. See, and that's what's terrific about this. And see, there's all kinds of. Again, every city is different. Now, if like I live in Maryland, so let's take a look at Baltimore. We'll see what that looks like. So if I Google Baltimore City Baltimore, okay. Okay, Baltimore city government, right? And we're looking for, okay, government offices, we want housing, city offices, commission, boards, let's see, maybe by alphabetical listing here. How, human. Let's see, where would the housing be? 3D, let's filter for housing, let's see what's that. Let's see, that way, see. Baltimore housing. Okay. Now, so we have the programs in Baltimore housing. Okay, home buyers. See, there's programs for home buyers in Baltimore housing. God, look at all the programs out here. You know, community development block grants, buying into Baltimore and living in the city, Baltimore City employees home ownership programs, Live New York program, Live Near Your Work program. Look at, they got a dozen or so programs right here. You know, that's for people buying that. That's at the city level. None of those are going to be in your, what do you call it? The Google search, you know, because you didn't put in Baltimore. Now let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to go back and see what else. That's for buying a house. We want homeowners. So, okay, programs to improve the safety and value of your home. Okay, they have fix-up money at the city level. See, there's a bunch of programs at the city level to investigate. That's right. No matter where you live, you got to check your state. You got to check your city. And now what we also have to check is our county government. And again, remember, before you leave this page, you want to find out where is the contact information that you want to contact these people and ask them where else. But we did that, you know, we don't have to do Baltimore, we're looking for, you know, Kentucky. So we want to do that. But now let's go. Now we want to find out, let me get rid of some of these here. We want to Google the county. Okay, let's find our county. Our county government, what they have. Okay, now we're looking for Bowling Green, right? We're working on Bowling Green, Kentucky. And we want to find, first of all, what the heck the county is for Bowling Green. That's easy enough. G-O-G-L-E. Go to Google again. You have to know how to spell it. But anyway, so, or Bowling Green, Kentucky. What's the county for that? County for Bowling Green, Kentucky. Did you mean county? Yes, I did. So it knows, Warren County. Okay, so now we want to find Warren County government, and that's for Kentucky. Okay, we want to see if they have any programs. Okay, so we're look for that. Come on, where are I? You gotta hit search to make this thing work, right? There's Warren County government, first one. Okay, you go up there. So now what you want to do is look for the department and agencies. What may be under there? You know, there's well, law enforcement, not there. Parks and Recreation, that's a TV show, isn't it? Building, electrical, contractors, environmental planning, stormwater, building, environmental planning, road department. Doesn't look like they have something like that. So they're probably not. Let's search here and make sure. Let's put housing, see if they have any housing things there. No, they don't. So, well, let's just put a fix up just in case. I don't know why, but if you think of any other words, it can't hurt. Maybe bring them out somewhere. See, so it's not there. Oh, here, fix up. Maybe it wants us to do it there. Okay, yeah, it still doesn't have it. So there's nothing there. But county governments are really great. In other words, actually, if you go to my county where I live, Google and put Montgomery, county government. And that's Maryland because there's another Montgomery County. So you want the Montgomery County government. Welcome to Montgomery County website. Great. And see, now what you want to do is, okay, we're residents. We're looking for housing. health and social services. Oh, housing. See, code enforcement, housing commission, licensing, common code enforcement, more. Maybe it's more here. No, I don't want that. So we're looking, monitor purchase program. See, they have programs here. Housing program information, other information requests. So they even have mortgage programs at the county level. See, now, you're not going to find this in Google. You know, that's what's housing information here. Let's see what, housing program, affordable housing for the elderly, etc. So emergency assistance for housing opportunity commissions. This is emergency money that you need for housing, finding low-cost housing. Look at all the housing programs that are just at the county level. I mean, there's money to buy houses, fix up houses, everything. See, this is, I mean, that's how when you Google, look at how many programs are for housing. You're never going to find those in Google, but you will, you know, if you know the system a bit. So here's single-family mortgage program. So again, what you want to do is contact them. If you don't see anything really that's obvious, you know, that is for you to fix up money, just contact them, you know, and find out, because that's where this stuff is, you know, kind of thing. So that's why it won't show up anywhere else. You have to do the digging, you know, to do the mixed income properties, opportunities in housing. Wow, there's mortgages, single family mortgages. Wow, so that's all there. Okay, now the other place that you have to do, is after the county. We went to the state, we went to the city, and went to the county. Now it's nonprofit organizations.
Okay, now I believe this next interview is the most important free service in the age of the internet. What stops most of us from using all the capabilities that the internet has to offer is knowledge. I mean, we don't know what to do. It's intimidating, man. You know, I know how to turn on the computer stuff and maybe do email, but all this stuff, you know. And now there's a place that you could get that help for free. I mean, that's what's so wonderful. I mean, if you want a job, you want to apply for money, you want to start up a business or whatever, all that kind of stuff doesn't cost you anything to do now in the age of the internet. The problem is a lot of people don't do it because they're intimidated. No matter how easy a website, you know, makes itself or thinks it makes itself to be easy to use, man, you got to figure it out. It takes work. And if you haven't done it before, man, you get confused and you'll give up. Well, now what you don't realize is your local public library will sit down with you and go on the internet. You want to start a business, like you know, on one of these websites like Etsy or whatever, man, they'll sit down with you and show you how to do it. You know, I mean, it's like having a 12-year-old living with you, right? You can ask them everything. So many of us don't have that, you know. And they could take you step by step or whatever. I mean, so many things now that are available in life for all of us, no matter who you are, how rich you are, how poor you are. It's available to everybody, but it's going to be on this thing. It's going to be on the internet, you know. And if you don't know how, start learning how to use that and what it means. I mean, it's like learning to drive. We all figured that out, right? I mean, just think when the first cars were, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I have to do two things at once and everything. But man, if you didn't learn to drive, you wouldn't get anywhere in the world, right? So and now it's the same thing with this internet. If you don't learn to do it, and it's easy enough, you don't have to be a race car driver. You don't have to be the best person in the world. You know, they make it easier. The longer it's here, the more easy it is for people to use. I remember like 15, 20 years ago, I was first on the internet, man, you know, and I have an MBA in computers. Yeah, it was hard for me. And now it's so easy compared to that. It gets easier all the time. And the sooner you start, and the sooner you get help. See, if you Google for help, you know, what what's going to happen? You get people going to charge you $50 an hour, $100 an hour, or whatever, or the Geek Squad, or all this kind of stuff, man. So you're going to stop. You're not going to use it. You're not going to create that opportunity for yourself. You're not going to get that job or make that money or find out the cure to your back pain or whatever it is. That is all there. And now you don't even have to bring your computer. You could go to the local library, and the people that do this. It depends on the library. All libraries are different. But watch this interview. You have somebody in your neighborhood sit down with you and get you to take advantage of everything that's there. And it's just going to get more and more and more on here. That's why having broadband, having access to the internet and everything is going to be so much more important in a world. It's like having a car to go to work, man. You need to know how to do this to go to work. That's what life is. That's where everything is. The money, help, information. And now there's free help to figure out how to use it. Don't have to get a PhD. You just have to remember, shit, I got a library in town. Watch this. Well, Bo Bradley, and you're with Williamsport Memorial Library.
That's right.
But that's Washington County, Maryland. And it's really in the Hagerstown area, right? Just outside.
That's right.
And I met you a week or two ago because I came up to the library and gave a speech. It was terrific, and you were wonderful out there. The people were great to talk to. And there's a little cafe right downtown, which I really loved. And the guy there was so nice. He had a poster of me being at your library. And yeah, he bought me dinner and everything.
That's right. We try to treat you right around here.
So it was really nice. But you said something so important, I thought. That's why I wanted to talk to you. When I was there, you told the audience, because I talked about how to use the internet to get money and start businesses and all this kind of stuff. And you said that people could come into your library certain hours a day, and you help them set up like a website store and stuff like that. Man!
Absolutely.
Wow! Is this done in other libraries, or are you the only one in the world doing this?
You know, there are other libraries that are offering all kinds of different services like this. And I wanted to start doing something like it, and I thought instead of trying to make it really specific for just a couple things, I said, well, I'll just use whatever I have. You know, you can come in, you can ask me a question. The worst I can say is, I don't know. Let's try to find something. You know, but, I found a lot of people who are coming in have pretty basic questions. They just kind of need enough to get going, and they can figure out the rest themselves.
Yeah, I guess we're all that way. The unknown makes us just stay away from the water, you know?
Yeah, I help a lot of people who they've never used computers before. Maybe they're older, or they've worked for a long time in a job where they didn't have to use a computer, and they're coming back to it, and they're nervous, they're scared, they don't know. And they're worried they're going to mess it up and all that.
Exactly. The machine will start smoking or something.
Yeah, that's right. and I'll throw them out of the library.
Right. But the important thing, I mean, the fee you charge isn't much at all, is it?
No, Matthew, it's a big fat zero. I don't charge a dime.
I know, that's why I can't get over. You know, we have these experts out there. I mean, see, if you Google for help, you know, you'll get some guy who's going to charge you money because you're Googling for it. He knows you want help, and he'll charge you because you don't know that Bo is down the street doing it for free.
That's right. Let me tell you, if you still think of your public library just in terms of checking books out, and maybe doing your summer reading program, and that's all you think we do, you're dead wrong at this point in time. And we do so many things nowadays along these lines to help people. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, I believe. I mean, I've been, at libraries giving speeches where they have maker communities. You know, people, come in and use a 3D printer and all this kind of stuff. It's terrific, and they have lend-lease toys or whatever, not toy, but real stuff you could use. But it's the education. I mean, that's why I think, the library is still such an important part of our community. Yeah,
absolutely.
And people used to line up to the video stores, and I thought, boy, that was stupid, man. The library's more important.
That's right. You know, the library, we're about connecting people with the resources that they need. And that usually means resources they can't just go out and get on their own due to cost or accessibility or whatever. And that used to just be the books and the reference material. And, I mean, it's funny now because there was a point in time where people thought bringing computers and the internet into libraries was crazy. It's like, well, that's not what you do. That's not, and it's such just a core normal part of what we do. I mean, and so libraries are always looking for what's that next thing we can go out and we want to grab you in one hand and this thing in the other and put it together. That's what we do.
Boy, that's all you need in life. You don't need anything else in my mind. Everybody else is selling you stuff you can get from the library for free. And there's another, actually, you talk about resource, another resource I think is great you guys have is like access to specialized databases that the individual can't afford. Like the Foundation Center. If you're looking for private sector grants from foundations, man, you guys got it. And what's cool about coming to you guys is that you know how to use it.
That's right. And and if you're in an area with a bigger library, I mean, and I'm not even talking about like the New York Public Library.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to your kind of central library, they're probably going to have a business librarian,
right,
or all this stuff. People who specialize and know this stuff,
right,
and they know the area well. So if you're looking to start that business or do this or that, they have those resources, and they're the expert that's going to be able to show you, like you said, how to do all this stuff.
And to me, I think everybody now, we've been, Google has, educated us that you get anything you want in Google. Yeah, but it's explosion is what you get. I mean, a lot of people come to me, I want a business grant. So if you go on Google and put in business grant, you literally get 50 million websites, and you're not going to live long enough.
and let me tell you something. This is some librarian wisdom. When you do a Google search, especially for stuff like that, those first few pages of results are people who have paid to be there. They're the ones who say, I want Google, I'm going to pay you money, because that's how Google makes money.
Absolutely.
And they're saying, put me up first. So when someone types in business grants or this or that, they want to be first. And that's usually someone who then wants to turn around and make money off you. You're not going to get that great result first. That's like, here's how it is.
And another reason I think that happens because the person who's giving it for free, like you have maybe a free grant in Hagerstown to start a business. Well, they don't have money to advertise on Google.
That's right. That's right. All these like great local resources, and that's why you won't see your public library first.
Right.
You don't have the money to pay out.
You guys know this stuff. You've been there before.
Exactly.
You're doing it. That's why now that I'm thinking about this more is that. You guys are so much more important now because there's so much crap on the internet that you get frustrated. You don't know how to use it. You can't get what you want. And what happens? You fall into bed with the first sucker who you feel comfortable with, and give them money and hope you get the answer, and you won't.
That's exactly right. We say Google will give you a million answers. A librarian will give you the right answer.
Wow, that's great.
Write that down. Write that down.
I believe, man, and that's what it's about. See, to me, it used to be the phone, and that's why I used to like. Because you go and you don't know what's good, bad. You call the expert or whatever, and on a phone, and so call the reference librarian or whatever. But and now it's still a people business. No matter how much stuff is on the internet, everybody. Oh, I don't need it, but yes, you do. You need it even more because they're just the information is growing exponentially.
Right. And the thing to think, when you talk to your librarian, we don't have the ulterior motive.
Right.
We're not going to get you to that point and say,
absolutely.
No, just $30.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm already getting paid to be there. I like helping people. Right. That's why I'm
absolutely. And to me, the person who's out there selling you something, when they're selling you the one thing, they're thinking what else they could sell you.
How can they get you hooked in? How can they get
right. And they spend their whole life thinking like that, and they can't get out of it. Even no matter how good they feel their heart is, man, they're still trying to. But you guys are pure and just trying to help somebody. Where else are you going to get that? Not even your own home.
I know. It's subversive in this day and age. I mean, it's crazy.
I know. It's so important because information is so important. Man, if you don't have access to the world, to the web, you can't communicate in the world. You can't do business. You can't do almost anything.
And even more dangerous is not the information; it's the disinformation.
Yes.
It's people who are misleading you and leading. And oh, we're the only people that can do this for you. We're the only one. That's never the case. That's never the case.
Absolutely.
We fight against that constantly.
Yeah. No, it's knowing your options in life.
Right.
You know, I mean, and it's just so easy. But when you see 50 million websites, you're gonna. You know, the first sweet voice, you're going to jump in bed with that.
Right.
You know?
There are a lot of really nice, slick-looking websites.
God.
Pretty pictures of like the beach, and they'll make you feel comfortable. And maybe they'll have a little nice music.
Right.
And then they'll hit that point where they'll say, "Well, now put your credit card in.
Right.
Give me this." Oh man, I see it all the time.
Man. Oh, well, we got to start a crusade there, bro. We got to. Yeah. I believe it, and I'm even thinking of getting back to real research. I mean, see, that's what I used to do. I used to do like research papers for businessmen. They pay me thousands of dollars to go to the library and find out. You know? And now it's the same thing. And if people, it just, we have a bigger problem now than ever with information because of the explosion, and so there's more hucksters out there. I mean, a huckster couldn't print thousands of books and have them in the library, you know. Right. But for $10, I could print a book and have it on the internet, and you know.
Right. Exactly.
And now I see even movies I can put on the internet. I could do like here I'm videotaping now.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so there's just going to be more junk out there. And we need cops. Where's the internet cops? Yeah, I mean,
and that's what the internet, as long as it's been around, it's always been like totally free and easy, Wild West, like, and that's, I think personally, that's for the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, is to not control, because it's so much there, but. Yeah, I mean that's the danger you run into out there if you don't know how to navigate those waters.
Right.
It is free for all.
Right. So. Now you got to be armed.
That's right.
Yeah, and the principles, of being armed. So in other words, okay, let's take a case here. Okay, I want to start a business. I have a computer at home. I sort of go on email. I surf the net or whatever, look a little porn or
whatever you got to do.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But hey, all these people talking to me to start a business. So I say, well, how do I start a little store? Maybe, the Etsy, you're familiar with them. I don't know, a lot of people are, but that's a place on the internet. You could set up your own store. Maybe you're doing crafts at home, right? Yeah. And say, well, how do I sell that? And so one place, a very big, I mean, they're worth billions of dollars, this company. You could put a store like for 20 cents or something like that, have a store, right, on Etsy. But, oh, God, what is this called? URL, me-are-you, or what?
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're just starting like that, it's a lot. I mean, and it's hard to come at.
So I could come down to your library, like certain hours, yeah?
That's right. Every Friday, I block out a few hours to help people with this kind of stuff. And we come in, and I'll sit right down there with you, and we'll go through. And I've never set up an Etsy store, but I've done enough things online to where I know what they're going to ask and what they're going to expect, and I can help you walk you right through it, and I can get you going. And just another little side thing, since we're talking about starting a business. Say you didn't want to start an online business. Say you want to open a coffee shop.
Right.
You want to go out and maybe find some investors and all that stuff.
Right.
But you've never done any of that. You've never written a business plan. You can come into the library, and we have books and books of pre-made business plans for all these different businesses. And so you could start, and we can get you resources on entrepreneurship and starting a small business, and we can hook you up with that business librarian that we have.
Right.
And there's all these resources there to where if you want to go out and start a traditional business, we can help you. If you want to go start an e-business, and again, that's the kind of stuff you would pay big bucks for online. For me to say, well, gosh, I want to start a coffee shop. Oh, great, I have this template for a coffee shop business plan. I'll sell it to you for $150.
That's right.
And you can come in and, photocopy at 15 cents a page.
Right, so good old Bo will do this. And Bo's not trying to upsell you to something else. Well, you're just terrific. My tape is going to run out, or my CD, or whatever the heck it is nowadays. And but God, no, I got to do more of this. We got to educate people more about what's going on, how they're getting trapped into buying stuff and wasting time that they don't have to. Resources like you, public library is still the best source of information, because we can't keep up on everything, and your hearts are in the right place like nobody else. You're never going to charge a nickel for anything.
And let me tell you one thing, Matthew, before I go. If your library is not doing this stuff, go talk to them. Tell them you want it. Go request it. Show them there's interest in it. And if you see something cool at your local library, something you're excited about, go to it. Go actually participate, because that's the worst thing. When we plan things, if we don't get any response, you know, we say, oh, that didn't work, let's move on. We're going to keep trying new things. But go talk to them and tell your librarians you want this stuff, whether you're at the tiniest little library in the Podunk Falls, Iowa, or you're at the New York Public Library or somewhere gigantic. Go talk to them and tell them what you want to see. Maybe they're already doing it. Or maybe they'll want you to come in and help start it with.
Exactly. Or maybe the library down the street is. They'll know. You know, somebody else does it. Everything. And it's for free. So why pay something when it's for free? And this is your tax dollars. Everybody bitches about the government. They don't use it.
That's right. You know, here in Washington County, where I work, you pay roughly $18 a year to the library. Because when we have people come from out of state, that's what we have to charge them.
I see.
So $18, if you come in and you check out of 3 movies, you've already made that back instead of buying.
Wow.
You know, if you check out a few books, get a few things for the kids, you've already made that money back on one visit. You know, so if we want to talk about return on investment.
Absolutely. This is it. Well, Bo, thank you very much. So you're at the Williamsport Memorial Library in Washington County, Maryland. Bo Bradley, man, a hero to the information industry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
I'll be back anytime.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
Hey, do you like to play fantasy football? Well, it's that time of year again, right? Football season's coming up. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know if you know this. I mean, it's like fantasy football is worth billions and billions of dollars now. All these people who go to the statistics about what all the players do every week, and they get their own team, and they have drafts. And like my son is very active in this. Man, he goes like to New York City once a year from Washington D.C. to participate in the draft and build his team for the current season and all this kind of stuff. So people spend a lot of time, energy, and even money, and there's money rewards too for this. Yeah, even playing. And what this next interview shows you is somebody who figured out how to use the internet to get all the information you need to have the best team in your league. So to be in the Super Bowl every year. It's all about information. That's what making decisions is, or are. Making decisions. I guess you make one, so maybe it's is. Making decisions is all about, you know, is getting the right information. So what they've done is develop a platform. So if you're involved in any kind of fantasy football, you could see immediately what everybody says about all your players. If they're going up, they're going down, how good the critique is. You know, I mean, does this guy say everybody is lousy, or only some people are lousy? So you have this instant access to the best information in the world on your team and the players you're going to play against and everything. It's like having a super coach and you don't have to do the work to do it. They figured it out. See, that's what's neat about this thing when you see the interview, how new opportunities are available. I mean, the internet, that's why Google, you know, sure you can go Google and find this, but you never will, because you'll get millions and hundreds of millions of websites and you'll never find exactly what you need. I mean, maybe you get close once in a while, but that's a problem. These search engines just handle quantity, all the stuff, but they're not quality. What's good, what's bad. So the smart entrepreneurs now are taking it a step further and finding the stuff that is really just only for you. That's why these search engines are going to go away, because other people know how to do it better than them for their areas of expertise. Because the people in Google don't know all the ifs, ands, or buts about fantasy football. Yeah, they just know football. So you put football in some guy's name or whatever. Yeah, that's it. But these things that are being developed are more. They're adding intelligence because you know the subject area better than the Google computer does. And that's why people are becoming more important. As we get more information in this world, people are becoming more and more important because they know a good website from a bad website. You don't know. You Google something, you don't know if that's some guy in his garage or it's a big Fortune 500 company who spent $1 million or billions of dollars researching this information. So you don't know that. But people do. People know their business do. And that's why it's becoming more and more important for the individual and experts because there's just too much information. How are you going to wade through that? And God bless their soul for Google doing a good job, but they really create more problems than they solve. Because when you get 150 million websites, what the hell are you going to do with that stuff? So watch this. Watch this guy, how he's making money. Just being a little special Google. Figure this out. Because people need it, don't want to waste all that time. That's it. That's what, we're all in what I call the shoe shine business. Sure, anybody could do it, but nobody wants to do it. I'd rather pay somebody $5 to shine your shoes for me, because I'm a fat cat, or whatever. When for $5 I could get shoe polish and sign my shoes forever. So that's why it creates more this information that's becoming so important in our lives, creating more and more opportunities for you to get specialized in something and help people get what they really need. Just not all the stuff that's spewed out in a big search engine like Google. So watch this. Well, Ilya Tabak at edgeupsports.com. But man, it's really fantasy football. You're a fantasy for fantasy football players, aren't you? You got one platform you develop that I could go and make my team a winner every season because you're taking the internet and putting all the stuff into one place that is relevant to my team, aren't you?
Yeah, no, that's the idea, and not only that, working with you to get a better fit and better tailoring over time.
Wow. So I mean, what did people do before that? I never played fantasy. I have a boy that plays every fantasy game in the world, but I don't. So what did people do before they had yours website?
Yeah, so it involved a lot of Googling, going to check like your Yahoo platform, your ESPN platform, and just kind of spending time, hours in many cases, just reading analysis, looking at stats and digging around, reading Wikipedia, looking at information. And so we're looking to kind of turn that process on its head and bring that to you so you can spend time doing what you want to do, like maybe trash talking a little bit or being more competitive in your league.
So in other words, if I'm trying to make my team better, I need the stats, I need the information, and all that kind of stuff. And I go on Google and I put my team's name or the player's name, and I'll get 1 million websites, right?
Yeah, you do that. And like if you play on Yahoo or ESPN, they organize a little bit of that information for you. But a lot of people are playing on multiple platforms. But really the thing is everybody's busy. And so they could go check some of these stats. They could go search. They could even get on somebody's Twitter account just to see what's going on. But it takes a lot of time, and you're not going to look everywhere all the time. And so we're doing and automating a lot of those things so you can have fun playing fantasy again.
Well, it seems that, and you're using this IBM software that has, intelligence as part of it, because, I mean, that to me, with a computer and databases on the computer and searching the web, it handles quantity but not quality. So you have a way to take that quantity and make it quality, don't you?
Right. Well, it really is. So we're using a collection of tools to get at all of these different disconnected things and connect it to your roster. But specifically where IBM Watson is useful to us, and really IBM's cognitive technology, is it's actually been designed to understand just unstructured text analysis. So if you write a story, or I had to write a story 5 years ago, getting a computer to understand who's that story about, what's the tone toward that person, and these kind of things is actually quite a complex problem. But now some of these technologies have started to come forward, so we're able to read, or at least our computers are able to read the analysis, organize it around your roster, and tell you generally how are all the analysts feeling about your player, as well as what are the tendencies of the analysts themselves, so you can kind of take a little bit of a better idea of what's happening.
So as you said before we got on the air, it's sort of like dirty rotten tomatoes. I mean, if somebody's doing all that kind of stuff for you, and you see an analysis from 50 people about your player, huh?
Right, and we also give you a clean visual so you can kind of see how has that changed over the past couple of weeks. So you can see, is that trending positively, negatively, and then make a really quick decision.
So you can make a decision and getting rid of this bum, huh?
That's right. we're keeping them.
We're keeping them, right. We'll get your sucker buddy to buy them from you because he thinks he's good, but you see it's better. Wow. Well, I mean, this is theoretically, I mean, because a lot of people are betting money in these fantasy football things, I would think. So this is really an edge to make more money by by having access to your information.
I mean, money is one thing, but there's a lot of people that when they lose their fantasy football league will get a tattoo, there's trophies going around. So money is important. But sometimes bragging rights are really what it's about. Yeah. People play with their coworkers and their college buddies and things like that. So money isn't everything.
No, I understand, but and I guess in sports it's more that way. But that's what's so great about the video you have on your Kickstarter campaign. But it takes you through. I mean, it shows a character, who's almost on Skid Row because his team isn't doing well, and that's what really, in reality, what people feel like.
Right. No, you're exactly right. People get really emotionally attached and, spend a lot of time and resources, and there's a reason for that.
Well, I mean, besides being the most popular sport in our country and everything, and people spend hours. I mean, my kid goes to other cities and gets on a plane to have meetings for draft day and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's huge stuff you're involved with. So now you have a way, and basically what it is, a platform that analyzes all this. You subscribe, and the only way to subscribe right now is through your Kickstarter campaign, right? That's how
right.
You're going to get into this thing. And it's only like $20.
So there's a couple different tiers. There's a $22 tier, which is kind of our basic tier, our standard tier. And then there's a $55 tier, which is the cognitive tier. And so the cognitive tier includes our standard tier and also the Watson technology. And then we have a couple other tiers that allow people to kind of participate more on the product side. And so they get to teleconference with us, very much like this. They can tell us, what would be really great, and kind of participate in our product meetings. And then we have a couple experience-based tiers. But yeah, you can get in for, $22 for this upcoming season.
And is that for a season? Is that what it is? Wow.
Yeah, so, the way
we're doing it. That's a beer and a half or whatever. I mean, it's not
right, that. It depends where. That's like 3 beers in Kansas City.
Right. Okay, I'm in Washington.
Yeah. There's different. But the way that we're doing it is we're building our founding user team on Kickstarter, and part of the deal is we're giving them a pretty decent discount on what we're doing. And because they get to participate with us from the beginning and really are supporting us and, kickstarting kind of the first open user involvement, we're really appreciative and we want to give them some value back.
So if you're interested in fantasy football, man, you got to at least try this bloody thing. And this is the only way you're going to do it, because when the Kickstarter's over, you're not sure if you're going to make it available to the non-Kickstarter people yet, because you're still making this super good and you don't want to ruin it by having gazillions of people yet, huh?
Right. There's a balance. If you're going to make really custom tailored suits for people, it's hard to have a million people that you're making suits for.
What made you think of that? But you're right, because otherwise you look like you got it from Sears. Yeah,
right. You don't want the ultimate fantasy experience off the rack.
Right. Oh, that's wonderful. It's fun. It's useful. It's going to save people time, doing the miserable part of what fantasy football is, so they can do more of the fun part, right?
That's exactly right.
And for only $22, man, you can beat that anywhere. So it's Edge Up, EDGE Up, UP Sports, SPORTS.com. And that's where you find Ilya and all his gang that are making this happen for you. Thank you so much for doing all this, Ilya.
Thank you. I appreciate the chance to get a chance to chat.
Just play that football. That's what you need. Take care.
Yep, take care.
Okay, now I believe that the next precious commodity, now that we have more oil than we have ever in the history of the world, at least the United States, and we actually export more oil than Saudi Arabia, or or we have more oil. I mean, it's just amazing. We were going to be forever oil dependent. And not anymore. I mean, eventually it's going to happen again, but so we got to take care of it. But now the next thing we got to worry about is water. We're running out of water. Look at California. What's going on and elsewhere in the world? Man, and oil, sure, we can't make stuff or we can't drive, but water, man, we can't live. And what's neat now, that's opportunities. Opportunities for you and small businesses and everything. Because the big guys are going to take forever to figure this out and figure products or whatever for the average person to use to conserve water, get better water, tastier water, whatever. I mean, now we go to the store and buy water, right? Because it has little flavors in it or something like that. It's crazy. It causes more pollution by buying water. So now this idea is really a little guy with an idea who was actually selling backpacks. He said, God, water's this big problem. So they came up with a system for consumers, and they're raising money on this on Kickstarter, to get money to finish this product where you could have water anywhere, anytime you want to, and even infuse the water. Like you could have, strawberry water because you put strawberries in it. It's got all the little devices for anything. You go camping, and you don't have water with this little device. You could drink polluted water because it cleans it, whatever. I mean, imagine what this will be like in third world countries. Or man, I don't know about you, but where I live in a fancy neighborhood, that our electricity goes out. So someday the water goes out and everything. And what are you going to do? So you need extra water like that at home. So when the water gets polluted or whatever. So for home, for travel, for whatever, and having your own bottled water. I mean, it's an incredible system that's all in one package. I mean, now you go to a store, you find 18 different things, for water. Now it's just one package. And they figured it out, and they're putting it together now for consumers. And it's a small business. It's not the big companies anymore. It'll take them 2 years to catch up to these little guys. That's the problem. Big bureaucracies have to have meetings and all that kind of stuff. This, just the guy said, hey, let's do this. And he figures out how to do it. And he didn't even know anything about it before he did. But he got the expertise, almost for nothing, to figure all this out and put together this product. It's not made yet. Now he's raising money to go and manufacture it. And that's how it works. So watch, see how he's solving problems of the day and our water problems, which is big time in this country now. Just his own ingenuity. No, he doesn't have a PhD in water. No, he's got a PhD in common sense. And you can too. So watch this. Well, Daniel Beck, and more importantly, is RenovoWater.com, and you guys are saving the world with water. I mean, we're having a water crisis, right, in our country right now. So you give us clean, pure water anywhere we are, in any city, outside the city, in the woods, in the jungle, anywhere. We have your product, man, and we got beautiful tasting, gorgeous water 24/7.
It's not just a luxury, it's a necessity. So if you drink water, you should be interested in this.
I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, not only this world, other countries in the world that are even more important, but we're getting that way. Water's getting, an important item in our country now. I mean, it's going to be like oil. We have enough oil for anything now. It's water we're worried about.
That's right.
We're selling more oil than Saudi Arabia, But water, California's is shriveling up with no water. And you guys are here to solve that problem, aren't you? And it's a flirtation, I don't want to say filtration, not flirtation. Where's my mind at? Yeah. So how'd you get in this? I mean, why? I mean, are you a water engineer or something in school?
No. I used a dozen other water filters. I'm a pretty active individual, so I like backpacking. I like hiking, traveling. I've traveled all over the world, and the one thing consistent with all those activities is I need water. And you don't always have a water bottle in your hand or a tap right there you can get it from. So I kind of was faced with this dilemma of, okay, I have a filter for this use and a filter for this use and a filter for this use, but I'd rather have one filter I can use for everything. So when I don't want to taste the chlorine and you know, from a drinking fountain or the tap, I can use a water bottle, or I can take that same filter and I can use it when I'm backpacking, or you know, if there's a survival situation, or hurricane, earthquake, or some sort of natural disaster, I've got a filter I can use for that. So that was kind of the idea behind it. You know, was just there's got to be something better than having 6 different products that all do the same thing. So
you got one little product to do for any kind of situation. And I love, the one I love is you, on your video. That's why people at least go see your video, because that explains everything on Kickstarter there. And you're like camping out in the wilderness, and you're just going through this magic straw to suck the pure water out of this. Who knows what's in that stream? But man, you know you're getting good water, don't you?
Yeah, I'm confident. You know, in fact, just yesterday, I we started what we're calling the Toilet Bowl Challenge, and I drank out of a toilet. Selling some voodoo water filter.
Yeah, right.
I really believe in this.
So now you got elbow your dog out of there, right? Right. So really, you can drink out of a toilet with it. Well, that's terrific. Well, that proves it, man. If you're going to do that, and you're the maker, you know how good this sucker is. Yeah. So now, but you're in the Kickstarter campaign phase now, right? So you have a couple more weeks, and you're going gangbusters already. You're halfway there, and you got hundreds of people, want this. So it's obviously a winner already. When are you shipping? When are people going to? Can we get it for Christmas or what?
So we're kind of breaking it up into 2 phases. We have a prototype phase, so some of our backers will actually get prototype units, and we want them to take them out and use them, break them, abuse, and give us feedback and say, well, you need to fix this, fix this. And then with that, we're going to do a final design revision, and then do our final production, and that's going to happen spring of next year. So,
really? Oh, great!
We'll deliver final product by the end of May 2016.
2016. So that's right for camping season, on the beach season, everything. So we're all set there. And what's the price to get in? I forget what to get in. What's the first price to get in at?
First price for a filter is $20.
$20. That's it. Wow! Could I get 5 or not?
5. Yes.
Okay, good. I'm gonna get 5. Only $20. What? You got 4 kids. You can't afford to give these things away for $20.
We'll just sell a lot of them. That's
make it up in volume. Wow, for $20, man, you get clean water forever. But it's not the last. It's everywhere. It's not the timeline. I mean, that seems to be the important thing. You'll always have access to clean, pure water. If you have your thing around, and the Oasis, and that's the important thing. And it's becoming more and more important. I mean, everybody's walking around with water bottles, and people that charge for water. I mean, that's ridiculous. So you could fill up that water bottle with your gizmo on the Oasis and know you have better water than they're importing from France or wherever the hell they're.
And so that's the nice thing is, it solves a number of problems. Yeah. So we've clearly got a water bottle issue with, I'm guilty of it myself. Yeah. We finally here in the office said, okay, we're not buying any more water, in bottles. So it just doesn't make sense. And this kind of helps to solve that solution so that people aren't, landfills aren't filling up with plastic bottles. There's really no reason to. The water that comes out of the taps here in the U.S., it's all safe. Yeah. And really, people are wanting bottled water more for taste and convenience than anything, and this does that for you.
So this makes my water taste good too. Not only healthy, but taste good too. Who cares about health? I want that sucker to taste good, even if I die. So this way I get a twofer. I get them both. What could be better than that? And to get in on this, so now it would be next for graduates next year, for people who want to camp next year, all that kind of stuff. And you go to Renovo, RENOVO water, WATER.com, and you'll see pictures of Daniel and his 4 kids there, right? They're in the background. You can't see them. But every $20, yeah, they're interested in it too. Well, that's wonderful, Daniel. Thanks for doing this and helping us with our water supply, tasting good water, having water when we need it. And you're right. I mean, even, you know, where I live living in a yuppie neighborhood of Washington, D.C., and we lose power, we lose water, we lose all kinds of stuff that I thought only happened in third world countries, but it's happening here now. Yeah.
Since I did this, I've kind of been paying attention more. Like when I read, you know, the news and I see, oh, this issue, you know, they have a boil alert for, you know, a couple days because this was in the water supply. So it happens here even.
Exactly.
You know, ideally, we shouldn't have to deal with that, but it does, and this is a way to be prepared. So
yeah, it's going to happen more and more, I think. Yeah, it's a leveler for all of us. Well, thank you, Daniel, and it's Renovo, RENOVO water.com. Thank you.
Thank you.